So it's time for today's special feature. And the special feature is always, hey, Andrea, welcome to the show. The special feature is always about some kind of topic that just keeps coming up over and over again. It's weird how life does that, but it does. And so I've captured that. And this week's special feature is not necessarily a philosophically deep one, as my special features often are. It's just something that has come up a lot this week and last week as well. And that's allocating salaries. I don't know what it is, like it's this sudden influx at year end that I don't know, like people are looking back and going, oh my gosh, I don't know how profitable my jobs were. Or I don't know if I'm overspending or under stewarding my grants or whatever. Maybe it's like a year end look back. People are all of a sudden like in a batch coming to us and asking us to help them to allocate salaries across jobs or clients or projects or grants. And so it's something that has come up. And what I want to let you know is how something like this is beneficial and the different ways that it can be done. Don't worry, I'm not going to like bust out with a techno step-by-step. After completing one of these projects, I put together an 18-part course for internal training. We're not going to cover it all right here. High level. So why is it worthwhile? First of all, it's only worthwhile if there's an action that you're going to take with that information. Are we overspending grants? Are we under stewarding grants? There's an opening for action there. Do we have some clients who are more profitable than others? Some clients who are less profitable than others? Some jobs that are more or less profitable than others? Can we use this information to price the next job that's similar to this one? Price higher, price lower, price just the same based on our experience with it last time. You can use this information to create not only a revenue portfolio, which holds true for both for-profits and nonprofits, but a profit portfolio. How much are we netting from this? And how much is each client, job, project, engagement contributing in profit to operations, to our ability to be financially sustainable? And if you can make use of that kind of information, then it's worthwhile. And sometimes you can allocate flat salaries based on grantor specifications or an allocation base. A common allocation base is time spent, especially if you're in a service industry, for example, and you have a flat annual salary. Well, how do I allocate my salary over all the stuff that I'm working on? Well, your timesheet. And you can use your time as an allocation base. Hey, Daphne. So yeah, you can use time as an allocation base. This can be useful both in the for-profit world and in the nonprofit world. And if you're curious about why you would allocate time in the nonprofit world, so first of all, you can have grantor specifications. And secondly, that very famous statement of functional expenses, there are certain people in the nonprofit organization leadership who guarantee their salary is like, a bit of each. Some administrative support, some fundraising, and some programs. And yeah, you can, right? Or you can throw darts, for my second metaphor of the day, or you can look at timesheets and allocate flat salaries on the basis of time, as long as time is tagged to one of those functional expense categories. That same technique is super useful in construction companies, architectural firms, service organizations, accounting firms, law firms, marketing firms, website development firms, boatloads of project and engagement-based activity. So you can use time as an allocation base. Even in what I call the big three of accounting systems, QuickBooks Desktop, QuickBooks Online, and Xero. You can have, even though you're going to require some special tools, you can still allocate flat salaries to whatever it is that you want to allocate them to: jobs, clients, projects, engagements, functional expense categories, grants. Some of the techniques that you can use for that, for example, a lot of people have been asking us lately for an Excel template with a macro such that if they put in there either some required percentages or some time records, they click a button and their salaries get allocated to all those things all those categories that they need to get allocated to, and get into a format that can then be uploaded into their accounting system. And also take one other thing into account here. It doesn't have to be just salaries. You can use the same technique to allocate payroll taxes, benefits, union dues, employer's share of employer's contribution to the retirement plan, employer matching. And so all of those are possible, and it does take a pretty hefty Excel skill set to create a reusable template, but man, then you've got these numbers. I mean, it's like plug and play. So I mention this because a lot of people I've been doing a lot of macro programming lately, but getting those templates into our clients' hands, it's been a lot of fun.